Well, please come in, take a seat, make yourself comfortable. We have a little time here today. So, talk to me. Just talk to me. What are you hoping to achieve in coming here? What do you want to work on? What are our goals? Right, well, polar opposites, that's quite strong language. I take it that wasn't the case when you first met, no? I see. Oh. I love that. You canceled out each other's noise. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. And you've since drifted, I take it. Right. So your problem is that he is burying his head in the pillow at night. He's not hearing you. He just wants to block out the whole world. Okay? And your problem with her is she's putting on all these fancy earrings that in her mind you're not noticing. Right, I get it. So you're going to all this effort that he's not noticing, right? You just want left at peace. You don't want to bother about noticing all these changes in physical appearance. After all, you are a hearing organ. You are not, you have no duty to the visual aspect. I see. Alright, so you're feeling ignored and you're feeling pressurized. Alright. Well, ironically, what we have here is a breakdown of communication. You're hearing everything out in the world, but you're not hearing each other. Okay, well, first of all, I don't think talking under our breath is getting us anywhere. Alright, yeah. Of course, well, you hear each other better than I can possibly hear you, okay? Right, well, ignore that. How did we get to this point? Because it is quite a thing to be discussing divorce proceedings. Have you given any real thought to it? Have you sought legal advice on either side? Yes, that's right. There is the Van Gogh clause that you can act upon. It does get very, 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 very messy, of course. Right. And I believe there is a brain between you. Have you given any thought as to custody? Yes, well, it can, of course, affect a young mind, only having one channel at a time, living life as if through busted earbuds, left one week, right the other. Of course, all things to consider in time. Okay, well, I am getting an idea of where we stand. Well, I am a little curious. I was reading your case notes, of course, before you came in. Your little form that I asked you to fill out in the email. Thank you for doing that. And it struck me how similar it was to something I read as psychoanalysis in the unconscious. Now, I don't want to be too cerebral here, of course, but there was a passage that I thought might be particularly interesting. And this struck me when talking about the senses, hearing being the last and perhaps deepest of the senses. And here there is no choice. In every other faculty we have the power of rejection. We have a choice of vision. We can, if we choose, see in terms of the wonderful beyond, the world of light into which we go forth in joy to lose ourselves in it. Yada, yada, yada. But there are, of course, also two ways of volitional vision. We can see the endless modern critical sight, analytic and less deliberately ugly. Or we can see as the hawk sees, the one concentrated spot where beats the life heart of our prey. But sound, you see, it acts directly almost automatically upon the affective centers, and we have no power of going forth from the ear. We are always and only recipient. Recipient. That is how sound works. You are both receiving, and neither of you are the predominant active party. You have a reactive relationship rather than a proactive relationship. And I'm wondering if maybe that's contributed somewhat to your current predicament. And is also why, perhaps, that you haven't gone through with proceedings before now, because neither of you have taken the initiative. The initiative to really go forward with your lives. That isn't to say I don't believe that you can make it as a couple. Of course, I wouldn't be putting the time in here if I just wanted you to say, we'll call it quits right now. No. I think what would be a good little exercise, just while we're here, is maybe to revisit, and this can be a very healthy thing to do, you know, in the controlled environment. Revisit perhaps what made us in childhood. Past traumas, yes, but they don't have to be particularly traumatic. Just tell me a little bit about your respective histories before you met one another, or before you became aware of each other. Just give me a little lowdown. We'll begin with you, okay? I see. Wow. Oh my God. And he took a Q-tip to you at such a young age? Wow. Well, to come from someone so close to you, that must have been terribly traumatic. I see. Right. Right. Well, if I may, can I just come in here? I just want to delicately, can I just take a look and to see the affected area, if I may? Just, oh wow. Well, that does look to be quite some compacted wax, and this is carryover from that initial, right? So what happened? It was repeated for years and years and years, that this Q-tip treatment, right? So maybe you've developed somewhat a degree of trust issues. You were always expecting maybe the worst, yeah? Well, that's something to explore. Maybe you're projecting that fear onto your partner. Right. And in your case, moving on to you, yeah, it's something similar. Right, you were pierced at how old? Wow. Well, it's very young to, and this is very, did it draw blood? Right. I see. So both of you have really suffered these quite severe traumas in your life. If I may just, it seems to be that you're not hearing much of each other. You, because you have this past trauma of this buildup of wax, this very physical manifestation of trauma, as do you, with this piercing which is looking a little bit inflamed, if you don't mind me saying so, and maybe perhaps a nickel allergy, if not an infection. So maybe coming over to you, say, what if, and this is unusual for me because the problem is physically manifested if we just removed some of the wax. And you, if we maybe calm the infection, do you think there could be better communication? Perhaps. Well, we can only see. I'm going to take a little tool here, a little picking tool. Sterilized, of course. I just want you to tilt over for me if you can. I know this is not perhaps what you expected walking into a therapist's office, but I assure you I'm quite qualified in a variety of fields. I'm just going to come in and just delicately pick away at the wax. Just delicately picking away wax here. Being very, very gentle. Very, very gentle. And I feel like you have needed this in your life. A certain gentleness after being treated so roughly for so very long. That maybe you just need a little bit of tenderness. A little bit of tender, loving care. And in the early stages, of course, you might have thought that your partner would be something of a revelatory experience, someone who really treated you gently. And so it is particularly traumatic all over again to have this relationship turn somewhat sour. It's got a lot of wax. Picking it out. And with it all the past grief, all the past trauma, all the lingering doubt you might hear toward your partner. And I'm sorry to leave you in the lurch like this. I'm coming to you, don't worry. But picking them out, cleaning them away. Really opening up your ears. Opening you up, receptive to the world. Receptive. And as we say, there is a limited degree of choice in what we can hear, but we can control our actions, how we act upon what we hear, and that is maybe our free will is best demonstrated in reacting to things, choosing how to react to things, making reactive into proactive refinement. Good. Turning a passive opportunity into an active one. Good. So that's cleared you out there, and if I may, ma'am, I'm just gonna come in. Can you try and repeat what I say? Repressed. And now you. Unconscious. Oedipus. Electra. So you're doing quite well. You, a little bit better. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to treat you a little bit with, I think, a little bit of antibiotic. So you just bear with me here. Take a little bit of gauze. Just going to take your ear. Put a little bit of solution on it. Get nice and soaked here. Good. Nice and soaked. Just going to apply that on a little bit of pressure. Just here on the lobe. Cooling the area. We want to cool the argument. We just want to get cooler heads, or at least ears, prevailing. Now, as I say, we've got those channels flowing nice and clear, nice and clear, nice and clear. You should find, hopefully, that it all just comes together. It all just comes together. I'm going to book you in for a follow-up appointment very shortly, and I'm also going to send you a little bit of homework. In addition to making that playlist, I also want you to take some time apart, individually. See what your lives look like apart. Do you think that might be possible? Good. Find what makes you happy. Do you think that might be possible? Just find what makes you happy living apart. Just living apart for a little while. Scheduling that. I will still see you both together. Good. So, thank you so much for coming in today. It's been wonderful getting to know you, and I look forward to our next session.